Hello and welcome back to the shed. Today we're looking at the magnificent MTH Challenger in Overland, also known as Greyhound livery. Now, a lot of people know about the Challengers, I like to think. They are the smaller cousins of the big boys. Early Challengers were introduced after the 412-2s came along because articulation was becoming, in steam locomotives, was becoming more and more perfected in each design. So the early Challengers came about, and unfortunately none of those remain in preservation. So we can't really see what they look like in person nowadays. But we can get a good idea from the later Challengers, which one of these, this example is. The later Challengers very much just a smaller version of the big boy, and that can be seen when they're quite next to each other. There are two later Challengers in preservation, from Union Pacific of course. Number 3985, which has done a lot of charter stuff, and is currently out of service at the moment for repairs until 2021, I think, 2022, something like that. And the other one is this one, 3977, which has stayed a static exhibit for a long time now. She did carry this livery and is currently carrying this livery on static display, sporting smoke deflectors and an oil burning tender. Of course, later on the steam locomotives were converted to oil burning. More efficient, I think, cheaper as well, and probably less maintenance, or less attention needed from the second man. Now the MTH model is yet again very rich in design and detailing. From what I can tell, everything's accurate. I haven't seen one of these in person, but I can most definitely say that these are done very well. Also, if you like the livery but you don't like the smoke deflectors, you can remove the smoke deflectors. It's a very good system. How you do it is it has two little sort of spokes. The real thing's actually attached just below the smokestack. They hook onto the handrail and then you can just push them onto this running plate alongside the loco, and they can be removed quite easily. I take them off before I put the loco back in the box, so it doesn't damage anything. This loco was actually the loco that was coming from Australia when I made the New York Central locos video, and it took a bloody long time to get here. I'll tell you how long it took actually. The veranda turbine, the big blow turbine, I ordered after this and it arrived before this, if memory calls correctly. One thing I have noticed, it's probably just a second-hand thing, the tender likes to jump and derail sometimes on points. I think I need to rebend the contacts on the tender. I think it's very much just a second-hand problem. There aren't many of these Overland livery Challengers. There is another one from the same seller on eBay at the moment, as of this video, but instead of the yellow it has the earlier sort of silver grey instead of the yellow for the Union Pacific. Ooh, and the running plate and the smoke deflectors and all that. Overall I say this loco is very, very nice. Now, as it's a MTH product, it's got all the standard bits and bobs. So, fan assisted smoke units, double stack of course, and if you do look down there you will notice that this one's actually covered up, which I thought was, oh no, something's moved inside, we need to get this apart now. But thankfully, due to a diagram in the instruction manual, I noticed it was meant to be like that, and the smoke is coming out of both. There's a lot of smoke on this one, if you put it on the max setting of course, because double stack, well, double the smoke I suppose. With the Challengers, big boys and FEFs, the whistle is located directly behind the smokestack and is done in a nice gold finish. It's not gold, but it's painted nice chrome. So are the valves here. A lot of the smaller red turnable valves are painted on, and they stand out from the livery, I'd like to think. Marker boards light up. Headlight lights up. Lighting in the cab. Marker light on the rear, plus headlight for when you're reversing. And with the sound, yes, there are 4 chuffs per rotation, and when you get faster and faster it will sort of blend together. But when you're actually running it at a slow speed, I think the chuffs are sort of randomised, so sometimes the 4 chuffs will sink into 2 and then they'll return to 4, so you get even more, and even more smoke coming out, of course. Yeah, again, passenger freight announcements on this loco. This is passenger. It is a passenger livery, so that's good. No specific sort of train name, but it does give destination names and where the train is going, of course. It's a very, very nice loco. If you do want to get an overland livery, I personally much prefer this one. The reason I got an overland livery Challenger was because it breaks up the standard black that you see on Union Pacific locos. I think it's a good choice, and it was there. I didn't see a problem with buying it, so I went for it. So now I've sort of taken you over all the bits and bobs from a distance. I'll get you up nice and close so you can see the detailing, and then after that we'll give her a little run. So up close you can see where the smoke deflector is attached to the handrails. There's a lot of detailing down on the con rods and gearing. Quite a bit of detail up front. This part down on the pilot truck, down here, it can be removed and put in a couple of butts. Mine didn't come with a detail pack, although I didn't exactly plan on doing so anyway. There's a lot of rivet detailing on the firebox side, very nice. Take a look at the cab. You can see that yet again, figures fitted, and something I will note now, you can open up the roof hatch like that. Comes up vertically, bit of an angle, very nice. Yet again, tender is oil burning. Something to note, early Challengers didn't have this centipede tender. Centipede tender was introduced alongside the FEFs, the FEF-3s I think. The early FEF 1s and 2s didn't have a centipede tender. They had axle tenders, which you can see in the preserved water tenders. Those are former FEF tenders that have been converted back from their turbine form to FEF form and carry their old FEF numbers, 809 and 811 I think. I think they're FEF-1s. Again, here's the rear of the tender, and some legible writing at the bottom, probably information about what the tender carries, or how much the tender can carry even. There you go, 25,000 gallons, inspected 1958, 11th. So she's a very, very nice loco, I must say. It's a hell of a lot of detail on her. Anyway, I'll get the camera back on the tripod and I'll get her started up. So, yet again, I've brought the camera backwards onto the tripod. NCE power cab. Again, highly recommend getting one if you're doing DCC. And of course the instruction manual. So let's have a look at that instruction manual. Flick through, you've got diagrams, information about how to lubricate it, take it apart, put on traction tyres. If you need information, it's definitely going to be in here. And here is our list of all our bits and bobs through functions. So, let's unisolate the road she's on. Now, I've already programmed a road number for her. She is number 77, last 2 digits of the number. So let's start her up with function 3. So she's on now, and by default again the smoke unit is on. So the function for that is number 8, so I will turn on number 8, and you can see here 8 is on. So again, like the 412.2, there are idle sequences, very much just bits of cab chatter. Sometimes it will just be bits from the PFAs, the passenger freight announcements. Like I said earlier, passenger freight announcement, this has passenger announcements. So while we're hauling around the nice set of heavyweights that the Bachmann Spectrum heavyweights that we've got, I will stop her, and you'll be able to hear the announcement. So what we'll do is we will pop the headlight on, change the direction, blow the whistle for reverse, option 10, and we'll back her out of the yard.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Welcome aboard. Ticketed passengers only. Let me help you with your baggage.
Thank you, sir.
Order. Ticketed passengers
Departing for
only.
Seattle on track 1, train number 459.
Pardon me. Step right this way.
Thank you.
Hurry up now.
All aboard!
I see the conductor checking his watch again. Must be time to go. Conductor's giving us a highball signal. Let's get down the line.
So, that was the Union Pacific Challenger. Lovely loco, puts out plenty of smoke, great sound, must say. A lot of similarities to the sound in the Big Boy. I suppose that's to be expected. They are very much similar locos, and they use the same whistle, of course. Not much else to say, really. A terrific loco, a hell of a lot of money as usual. It's MTH. But I do think if you're willing to pay the amounts, it's definitely worth it. So, that's it for the Challenger and this video. So, I will see you in the next video, which is going to be on the Union Pacific Big Boy. See you then.